Kristen McKeag. I'm a creator and director at Eat by Design Coaching. Whether you are overweight or underweight, if you feel guilty about the food that you eat, if you eat when you're not hungry, and if you can't stop eating once you've started, this video is for you. I also thought that since it's the month of February, this would be a great time to do a video on the importance of acknowledging our love for somebody. And that somebody is yourself. Now, if I started this video and I said to you, you know, all you have to do is eat by design and everything's going to work itself out, would that be a lie? It's absolutely a lie. The truth is that any time that you are eating food when you are not hungry and you don't need to fuel your body, you are not only contributing to being overweight and unhealthy, but it's a sign that you are feeding something other than a hungry belly. I've struggled with my relationship with food throughout much of my life, and that's because for me, I have trouble concentrating on one thing. I have trouble sitting down and just paying attention and listening. So when I was in school, that meant I was leaving class all the time to go to the cafeteria or my locker to grab a snack. Got to the point that the teachers would just let me keep food in the class because they knew it was the only way to keep me in the class. And at nighttime in my house, when everybody went to sleep, I would just make my way to the kitchen looking for that one last stimulating thing before bed. And I always chose food, and I would eat and eat and eat until whatever turned the switch off and it was time that I was ready and I could go to bed. So let me ask you this. It's 9 o'clock at night, you've had a great day, a little bit stressful, but you know, it's time for bed and you're ready to go. But for some reason you don't make your way to your bedroom. You make your way to the kitchen. You open the cupboard, the fridge, the freezer, and you just keep eating all these different foods, handfuls of this, a handful of that, until you find the one gold, piece of food, which might be chips or cookies, or it might also be on-track foods. Maybe you eat the whole bag of almonds or the whole block of cheese. But the fact is, here you are eating food when you're not hungry. So what's the deal? What we tell our clients at Eat by Design Coaching is take a minute and ask yourself before you eat, am I really hungry? And if the answer is yes, then eat. Just choose whole nutrient-dense foods every time. If the answer is no or I'm not sure, then wait. Go take a 5-minute walk, come away from the food, and ask yourself, what am I really hungry for? So this might mean that you might come up with the fact that you want to talk to someone on the phone, or you need a hot bath. Maybe you need a walk. Maybe you need to have sex. Maybe you need to go to the gym. There's so many different things, but what it comes down to is, what is going to fulfill this need? And you might not find the answer the first time around. It's something that people often need to experiment with until they find what they love, because people who struggle with their relationship with food often don't really know what they love in life because they've always used food to fill that need. Now, this has been quite the process for me to figure this all out. But what I do now is I make sure that I have my schedule completely booked to know exactly what I should be doing when. And if I get hungry when I have something in my schedule, that's fine, because I always have a healthy snack that I can have, like a carrot or some trail mix. I've also spent a lot of time over the past few years discovering what I really love in life. And I know now that I love to play music, I love to have a hot bath, and I love to read. So if this need comes up where I need to be stimulated by something, I just think of my list of things that I love to do and I pick something. And so I'm not picking food anymore. Now, I want to be clear here that I am not trying to oversimplify a very complex issue. I have seen people struggle with this for years and years and years. And what I have learned is that you have to be willing to sit down and put in some really deep thinking time, and then be willing to change your habits, or this is a never-ending cycle. We face issues with relationships with food in our coaching program all the time. And in fact, just this morning, I was on a call with a client who, when she originally came into the program, said this: I want to be able to eat simply without depriving myself, without really needing to think about the food or weight anymore. And then just this morning, she says to me, my whole approach to food has now changed. I now choose to have food. I enjoy it and I move on. This woman has only been coaching with me for 4 weeks, and she has gone from suffering from food addiction for the majority of her life to changing her life. Now, I think that people have success in a program like this because they are bringing so much awareness to food. They are planning and preparing their meals. They are thinking about why they're eating and what they're eating. And then in our program, we have a weekly phone call where we discuss the wins and the challenges. We talk about the food. So when you're bringing this acute awareness to food, it becomes really hard to mindlessly eat. And not only that, but also then it opens your mind to be able to think about other things, like what else you need, and find solutions for that stuff. Another great resource for dealing with struggling relationships with food is a book called Women, Food, and God by Janine Roth. Now, this is not a religious book. This is a book that has changed the lives of so many people who struggle with their relationship with food. Overeating is not a way of loving yourself. It is a way of contributing to obesity, to being tired, to being overweight and bloated and gassy. The way to truly love yourself is to eat nutrient-dense foods when you're hungry and deal with your other needs and desires and problems away from food. If you're watching this video and you can relate to what I'm talking about, please understand that you are not alone. You can email jenna@lifebydesignapprove.com and we will sit down and talk to you and find out if we can help you to figure out what you are really hungry for. I want you to know that life just gets so much more exciting, and so does food when you go through this process. I hope that you have found this video valuable today, and if you have any questions or comments, please leave them below because we will be happy to respond to them personally. It is our mission to support you to create your extraordinary life.